The annotated team report is designed for use by the facilitator. As she is guiding the team through the process, it's really handy for her to know what type of information the participants are looking at. So this report mirrors page by page the structure of the participant report, but it also has a bonus, and it finds extra information that the facilitator may find useful and may even want to share with the team. So let's start by jumping to page 4 in the annotated team report. Here you'll see a box that's justified in the lower right-hand corner. This is what participants have in their profile. But on the top is text that's specifically written to the facilitator and gives a few tips on how to use the information below. And on the side, you can see the 5 behaviors listed and some narrative that gives an interpretation of how the team scored itself on the assessment. Again, this is dynamically generated, so it's specific to your team. Let's look at page 5. The very first bubble on the top is a tip about facilitation. The second bubble is a tip about where you can go to get additional information on vulnerability-based trust, particularly if you're a facilitator who hasn't done this section before. Then below that, we have normative information. This tells the facilitator how the average team rated these items, and it's based on over 5,000 raters. And the facilitator can decide for himself how he wants to use this information. When we get to pages like 6 and 7, the report will tell the facilitator if an item was in the top 3 highest items for the team as a whole, or maybe that item was one of the top 3 lowest, or maybe it was an area where there was particularly strong agreement or disagreement. If any of those things are true of a particular item, it will pop up here. So this is a really useful report. Now, for the first-time facilitator of this program, I would really recommend sitting down with this profile, the annotated team report, and the participant profile side by side and just get a feel for how the two differ. But for the most part, those differences are going to be very intuitive. Okay, and then the annotated team report has an appendix at the back that participants don't get. This is handy because it shows each of the 20 items ranked from highest to lowest. And it also includes the average normative data for each item. That is to say, how are other teams typically responding to this item? And then finally, the very last page includes percentiles for your team. It shows you the percentage of teams that your team scored higher than. Again, you may choose not to share this with the participants, but at least it will give you another way to interpret the meaning of a given score.